It's beer o'clock on Real Ale Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from Badco Brewing and Distilling. It's a beer exclusively brewed for ASDA, and it's their Denver Milk Stout, coming in at 5.5% ABV in a 330 milliliter can. There's a look at it. Now, each supermarket has their own way of doing things. Your likes of your Tesco's and your Morrisons, even to a certain extent your Marks and Spencers, are getting breweries in to brew beers between £3 and £3.50 for a 440 milliliter can. I quite like the idea of this. Now, ever since I was a young kid, my parents always shopped at ASDA. Always shopped at ASDA. And ASDA have always done this ever since I was a small child. Going into the supermarket, you know, when you're a child, your imagination runs wild with you. So they used to have a brand, it was their cheaper brand, it used to be called Farm Foods. And in my young 8 or 9 year old mind, going to these going to ASDA supermarket and seeing Farm Foods, in your mind you had visions of like farmers making these bourbon biscuits. You know, it was never true. It was never true. But for a very young mind, that's how my mind worked. You know, I was thinking, imagining like the bourbon biscuits, the cheap ones that my parents threw in the trolley. When you read Farm Foods on it, you thought, oh, that sounds good. These are going to be brilliant. But then, in all honesty, they were the cheaper end of the biscuit. But that was fine. That was fine. So I always remember ASDA having their own brands, their own people making biscuits for them. So that can be said for every single supermarket as well, not just ASDA. But they've kind of continued in that vein with a beer that is brewed by Badco, but made exclusively for ASDA. And if you're a loyal ASDA customer, then something like this, you're probably going to want to try it. A Denver Milk Stout. Described as a smooth, creamy milk stout with chocolatey undertones, this beer is an exploration of rich, complex flavours. Here's a look at the beer. One finger tan coloured head. All of these beers are £1.25. That's another thing with ASDA. They price it rather cheaply. £1.25 for a 5.5% ABV milk stout. And if you're an older viewer of the channel, somebody who's been watching me maybe for the last decade, I know there's a few of you out there, that you will realise that I cut my teeth in the craft beer, in the beer drinking world, drinking bottles of offer, pound of bottle beers from ASDA. That's where I cut my teeth. See the carbonation chasing the head up the glass. Lovely kind of, it's got a nice kind of creamy kind of look to it. Nice lacing on the head. Jet black beer in the glass. Well, there's a little bit of light bleeding through there at the bottom of the glass, you can see. A pretty decent looking beer. Let's get the aroma. And a hoppy, slightly lactosey. Roasty, toasty milk stout. There's aromas of berries and plums and figs and prunes. Chocolate and coffee and caramel. It smells okay, this, for a £1.25 beer. Let's dive in. Cheers, everybody. That's insane. That is insane. I've got to put that down. That is wildly good. Stone the Crows. Stone the Crows. That is a wildly good beer. Oh my goodness me. For that price, £1.25 for a can. That is exceptional. Exceptional beer. It was only the other day I was calling one of the ASDA beers, the Badco beers, one of the, I think it was a double IPA or something, the Off Tempo it was called. I was calling it like lackluster and not quite making it, and I didn't really like it. But this, and I've had another beer from ASDA as well, it's been superb from Badco. This is brilliant. Absolutely brilliant for the price. I tell you what, I've had stouts before that have cost £3 or £4 a can, and they've not been as good as this. They've not been as good as that. That is exceptional. Stout Brewing from Badco Brewing and Distilling. Oh my goodness me, they are onto an absolute winner with this. If you're a lover of stout, this will kick Guinness to one side and give it a damn good hiding. This is twice the beer that Guinness is. This is one of those little hidden gems. This has been sitting in my fridge for probably about 6 weeks. Probably 6 weeks, if not 8 weeks, 2 months. That's been sitting in my fridge. I've gone, okay, we'll give it a review. We'll give it a go. Not really expecting too much. And that has blown me away. Absolutely blown me away. Look at the conditioning. Look at the way that beer looks. I'm almost praying to myself that it's not a batch thing, that I've just stumbled across a decent batch of this beer. I hope this beer tastes like this all of the time. If you're a fan of Guinness and you're a little bit tepid to try something different, I urge you to go and get this. If you're a fan of Bailey's, a Bailey's Irish Cream, something where you think it's a little bit sticky and gloopy and you like the mouthfeel, the creamy mouthfeel, but then again you like a beer at the same time, you can look no further than this for £1.25 a can. This is world-beating stout at a fraction of the price. Carbonation pushes the beer on the inside of the mouth, releases a great mouthfeel, a big, thick, creamy, dense mouthfeel. Now, normally that is reserved for what I call a Scandinavian style imperial stout, where it's big and thick and bold and chewy. Loads and loads of dark head and, your Omnipolo type beer. It's okay, it's not as big and fat as an Omnipolo beer, but for 5.5% ABV, it's not far off. It's not far off. You're left with flavours of a little bit of sweet caramel. And if you think about this beer, the boldness, the lactose, the milk stout, the fact that it's got lots of body to it, you want your beer to have a big fat body, loads of glue, where it sticks to the inside of the mouth. If you've got flavours like caramel, a little bit of sweet caramel, or chocolate. Think of a bar of chocolate where you eat it and it's kind of like gloopy and sticky on the inside of the mouth. And then coffee. Go to one of your favourite coffee chains and they're just wonderful mouthfeels from a latte. I drink latte in a coffee shop, and the same things. It's mostly milk, mostly thick, gloopy, kind of milky consistency. But you get that coffee, the chocolate and the caramel. You get that from the roasted malt that they brew with the beer. They use to brew with the beer. Amazing stuff. Amazing stuff. I can't get over that. I cannot get over how good that beer is for the price. The malts are pale ale, chocolate, oat malt, roasted barley, light crystal, Munich. The hops are Summit and Bramlin Cross. They're based at Dishforth Airfield in North Yorkshire. I tell you what, that is like digging in your garden and coming across a gem, a big red gem that's in your back garden. That really is. It's under your nose. It's under your nose. If you live near an ASDA and you're watching this video, I urge you to go and pick up this Denver Milk Stout and give it a go. Hopefully, as I said, I've had this about 8 weeks. Hopefully, it's not just I've had a decent batch of this beer. Hopefully, this beer is fantastic all of the time. I just can't get over the price. I just cannot get over the price. It's always been a bit of a bugbear of mine that you can't get amazing stout in the supermarket. Okay, things have changed. Things have changed over the last few months with Northern Monks, North Star Imperial Stout in Morrison's for £3.50 a can. That is exceptional Imperial Stout. And then you're looking at this here, £1.25 from ASDA. This will be in my shop. I will make... Now, I've got to pass a Morrison's to get to ASDA. They're within 300-400 yards of each other. I normally nip in Morrison's because it's closer. I will make that extra effort. I will make that extra couple of sets of traffic lights that I'm going to get caught up in to get to ASDA for this Denver Milk Stout. It is that good. It is that good. I'm going to rate it. For that £1.25 price, and we're talking October the 13th, 2020, we've recorded this beer review. Just in case you're watching in 10 years' time and you found it and it's £3.50 a can because of inflation, I've given the date out. At this time, 13th of October 2020, I picked this up for £1.25 a can. It's a 10 out of 10. It's a 10 out of 10. I've had worse stouts and paid £3 for a can. I really have. 10 out of 10. Stone the Crows from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box. Subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews. Give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.